Okay. Here we go. Here's one. Taxpayers have to pay fund. Let me start that again. Taxpayers have to fund anti-LGBTQ religious schools. What? That can't be right. Okay, I guess it is right. The Supreme Court's right-wing majority on Tuesday ordered Maine taxpayers to begin directly funding sectarian religious schools, including those that openly discriminate against LGBTQ plus people and require their teachers to be born again Christians. Uh-huh.
Now, okay, there's two schools. There's two schools specifically that are being focused on because those are their policies.
Bangor Christian Schools and the Temple Academy
Perfect.
are explicitly religious schools. Yeah.
And they literally have a policy that says because they're private, they can deny you enrollment based on religious beliefs, gender identity, what your gender is. So that is in their policy. They can refuse you enrollment in that. And now these schools who are saying we do not want these type of people attending our school require those type of people to give their tax dollars to subsidize their funding. How great.
Now, hold on. Let's just be clear here. From Canada, don't know. But I'm assuming what they're doing is legal. Of course, it's legal, obviously.
Yeah, it's legal because, public schools are funded by taxpayer
there
money
we go.
already.
Okay, so isn't that great? Isn't it great how your laws work? Isn't that insane how your laws work that they could do that?
You can't work here as well. You can't work here because you have to be born again Christian or born Christian or whatever the term is. I'm sorry if I'm messing it up. You can't go here because you might be gay or you might identify as a woman, but you're biologically a man. But you will still have to, your tax dollars.
You gotta pay for this.
We'll still be going towards this in some point. And listen, people, even if it's 0.000000001% of your tax dollars that is going to this, that is more than you probably would want to give
in a lifetime.
You know this. Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Obviously.
So this doesn't make no sense to me. Why? First of all, why are private schools being funded by the government? Why? What isn't the whole point of privatization to operate outside government control? Isn't that the whole thing? Why you have privatized companies outside public? You can do what you want and all this. We have Montessori schools over here. I don't know, but now I'm assuming that they get government funding, which is like, don't you make enough money from people?
The fees.
You have kids you have the parents of kids paying college tuitions for you to go to school, and then they have to pay for the uniforms. Well, they have to pay for this.
I could tell you that Montessori, you could be looking at like easy 50 grand a year. Easy.
My sister went there. I know everything that's involved in it, man. And you know what? My sister started out there. She did not finish. That's all I'll say. She did not finish there, and it had nothing to do with the financials. It was just, there's something about those schools. If you want to operate privately, I have no problem with that. There's tons of privately owned companies and business. I don't care what you want to do, but don't come looking for money from the public if you want to be able to do what you want to do. You can't do that. Police officers.
No, sorry. Totally. No,
I jumped. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it was a fair leap. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. This is why a lot of people are apart from what you said about having to pay for something that doesn't even want you to basically even walk by the building. If a church, not a school, if a church in that church every Sunday or however many times they, preach, can basically say homosexuality is wrong. If a church can do that and nobody says boo, right? We're talking about a religious school. What do you think is going to be going on in that school? It's a religious school. They want their teachers to be born again Christians. So chances are the people who attend this school, who work at this school, they go to those same churches that preach the exact same thing, right? So I guess what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
by the way, I don't agree with it because I feel
know
like
because I was about to say I hear what you're saying, but remember, these are private schools, right?
Yeah.
Looking for public
No, no, no,
funding.
no,
So
no,
I have
no.
no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem
Yeah.
with what they want to operate the way you want to operate. Just don't come to us.
Us asking for money.
Yeah, yeah. Do what you want to do. Have if you want to, you know what? Create a satanic school, public, private, do whatever you want to do. I don't care. You can go do that, right? But don't come to the public and be like, oh yeah, or the government and be like, oh, could you help us out a bit? No, we can't help you out. And the fact that the government is not only willing to, but now is requiring, it's mandatory.
Ordered. You ever been ordered to do something? It's very different when some ordered versus asking.
Right.
Ordered Maine taxpayers to begin directly funding these schools. They didn't even mince words. Like, bro, your money is going here. We ain't gonna lie about it. This is what you're doing. So that part's kind of messy, and again, like I just wanted to go back to my point that, and I agree with what you're saying. If you're a private school, sure, you can teach whatever you want. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's right because
I don't have to send my kid to your school if I don't want to.
But I don't think it's right. I don't think you should teach hate only because those kids who go to that school, those kids who go to your church, those men and women who work at that school, those men and women who go to that church, they still have to function in society. Their whole life isn't within those four walls.
Right.
You still
but remember, it's a choice. So the parents would have chosen for the kids to go to that school. Those people would have chosen
No.
to work.
I know, but I don't
knowing their policies.
But the issue that I have is, even though you're a private school,
what kind of people does that create in society?
Thank you. You still got to go out and function with everybody else.
Right. Those people still have to operate with everybody else,
and then
regardless of their beliefs. KKK.
Yeah, and you're gonna come out of this thing
jumping all over the place in this.
Yeah, you're a springboard here. But regardless of that, just coming out of this thing, you're gonna have a certain way, like you said, a certain way of thinking. You're kind of brainwashing these people already. You understand what I'm saying? So, and like your world doesn't consist of whatever's in Maine, or maybe it will. Maybe that's just where you'll live. But if you leave Maine, you go to Brazil, go to Thailand, what are you gonna do? Right? Go to San Fran, come to Toronto. What are you gonna do? Right? How are you gonna survive? How are you gonna do that? So I guess what I'm saying is, like, as a parent, I don't think it's fair. I mean,
to preach these messages to these kids.
No.
Hold on.
No. That's not the word. That's not the word. I don't think it's fair to indoctrinate your children with this type of messaging, only because, like, bro, if I want to tell my kid to always turn the other cheek, do not react violently, right? That's my choice. Okay. I could tell her that, but she might just find herself in a situation later on in life where she just needs to do that. But now if I tell her that, and then she goes to a school and the school teaches that, and then this group of friends and she's now brainwashed,
believing that that's how the world is.
Yeah, and no matter what the situation is, never to react, even if it's to save her own life. You understand what I'm saying? So again, I'm not trying to tell parents how to parent their children. I just think, like, when you go, send them to a school that's drilling that in their head, that might be a step too far. In fact, you might even be doing your child a disservice.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about Catholic high schools that make people have to go through confirmations and stuff? Because we both sitting here, we both know, and I'm sure everybody else in society knows, that not everybody that goes to Catholic school is actually Catholic. Some people just go there because it's the closest school to their neighborhood. They can't afford to go nowhere else. And those people you have to do confirmations. Like there's certain things that you have to do while you're attending those high schools that are within the Catholic religion. So how do you feel about those schools? Same way as these other ones, these anti-LGBTQ
Well, I
ones?
mean, like, we'll put it this way. I've never went to a Catholic school. I don't know if in these Catholic schools they're teaching hate, because that's what I would call these schools that we're talking about right now. I don't know if they're teaching that. Ultimately, I gotta be honest, if I ran a Catholic school, I wouldn't be like, hey, come on down and participate in all the religious parts of the school, but you're Muslim or you're, whatever. I
You're
wouldn't,
actually Christian. It's more like it's more common.
I know, but what I'm saying is like you're saying that people can go to these schools just because they live in close proximity.
Yeah, and just say you're Catholic. It's not hard. It's not hard to say you're Catholic. How are they going to prove that you're not?
I
They're just
know,
going to ask what church you go to.
but what I'm saying is they should be allowed to opt out of those parts of the curriculum. Again, I never went to a Catholic school, and you said that there's things that they have to do, like
Right.
maybe
Confirmations I know are
so.
had at
All right,
Catholic
well,
schools,
fine.
yeah.
I think that they should be allowed to opt out of that.
I
Like,
mean, this is where I stand. This is where I stand. And I said it earlier, and I'll stand on this till I die. If you make the choice, then you have to play by the rules. That's just how I feel. Otherwise, don't make the choice. Don't play the game if you don't want to play by the rules. That's it. That's all I got to say on that. With all these schools.
well, viewing public, what are your thoughts? Yeah, man, just crazy. Just so crazy. How are you going to force someone to pay for something that they can't attend and they can't even work there? Like it's insane. And this is a thing. It's not a might happen. It's happening.
Yeah.
And again, all legal. I love it. Isn't that just the way? Isn't that just the way? And I don't want to go on a tangent here, but think about that. Think about that. And it's legal. Now, compare that to the petty illegal shit. The years people got behind just selling weed. This is legal. A little bit of grass, which is
that's how you work it around, man.
That's your legal system.
Reach arounds.
Yeah. Leave it in the comments, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Maine. All right. This is